Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm JB and I'm back today with my 1985 Trans Am. If you didn't catch the last video, this car was parked 11 years and the engine hasn't run in 7. I bought it, it was locked up, freed it off, let oil soak down the cylinders for a couple of days and we broke this engine free. So I've had troubles with the starter motor on this unit. It's been really slow turning over. I had that motor rebuilt and it died. I bought a new motor from Rock Auto in the USA and it was for the wrong size flywheel. So we're back here today with the correct starter motor for this block and we're about to put power to it for the first time. It's already in. I've already been busy this morning. You can see down there it's in. I've got a remote starter switch hooked up here. Watch my head. Ready to give power for the first time. So you're about to hear the first crank of this starter motor on this engine. And with a little bit of luck, if I've got spark today, it should fire. Alright, remote start switch ready, ignition on, and I've also got a spark plug tester here to see if we have spark. But let's turn the engine over for the first time with this starter motor, and we're looking for it to turn over faster than the previous motor. Right. This has spark and it's turning over a hell of a lot faster. You may have noticed I've got a manifold off on this side. I'm impatient, I can't wait to get that new manifold on. It still has a header on one side, but this could fire. Let's get some fuel. Alright, I've got some petrol here that's mixed with some two-stroke oil, just to ease those cylinders back into use. Let's chuck some down the neck. Probably way too much. Let's crack it. Okay, let's turn the fuel on. Come on. Some choke. Right, I'm not overly convinced about the health of this battery, so why not try two batteries? I brought the old diesel burner over here for a bit of moral support. Is that sun coming out? If that battery's good enough to start this old diesel burner, then hopefully it's good enough for this old V8. We'll try it again. It. How much fuel? All of it. Okay. Okay, so power's definitely a thing. I don't know if this dead battery's just hemorrhaging the power. I've seen it was spinning a lot faster there. That's the kind of speed we need to start the engine. I think I'm having battery problems, guys. Even with the L200 linked up, it's starting fast for a while, but just it dies. It loses the power. Not getting enough time to crank it. I'm getting 14.6 odd volts at the L200 side on the multimeter charging, but on the battery side of the Trans Am I'm only getting 13.6. So I don't think that battery's healthy at all. I actually got it for free off my pal Wes because he replaced it, so that should have been a sign really that it's no good. I thought however it'd be enough to turn this over, but you know, this engine's got a cam in it, I've been told, so I don't know how easy it is to start. And the previous owner did say that it used to be a problem to start, so I want to get it spinning fast enough that I can get timing light on it and check timing as well. So I'm off out just now to see if I can find a new battery. New battery time, 740 cca. Right there. Let's try again. No bueno. Right, I'm not trusting the wiring on this engine loom side at all, so I'm going to remove all unnecessary wiring for this. I'm going to run 12 volts to the starter, ground to the block, and 12 volts to the battery terminal on the HUI. See where we are. And still the same would be the answer. Well, it's game over for tonight, guys. I'm just stumped at the moment. New starter motor, new battery, wiring direct to the starter. It's still really slow spinning over. You know, you've seen yourself, there's a good few turns and then it just loses the oomph. I don't know if this engine's high compression or not. I might need to test the compression. But if you know of anything I can do to get this fired, please let me know in the comments below. Day 2 of weekend 48. I've been thinking, doing some thinking, and I think I'm going to play with the timing today. Potentially try and find top dead centre again and set the base timing back to 0 degrees or around 8 degrees is what's recommended for an easy start. But I think play with the timing to try and get it started. So I've got some WD-40 on the retaining nut and bolt for the distributor. I'm going to break that free and then play with it left and right and see if we can get an easier start. So the retaining bolt's just inside the distributor here. And that's too big. She's free. Well, as you can see there, I just shifted that a lot, so now I have no idea where we're starting at, but we're going to keep it there. I'm just going to double check that we still have spark. Yeah, we're still getting spark, that's good. Okay, in order to take a step forward, I'm going to take 2 steps back. So I'm going to replace this manifold anyway. So I'm going to take this manifold off just now, which means I need to take this bracket off, which is behind the power steering pump, I believe here. So I'm going to need to take all that off. And then we're going to get the plugs out and turn this over by hand and get the engine to top dead centre on cylinder number 1. Then remove the cap on the distributor and make sure the arm is pointing at number 1. Manifold's off. Come off a lot easier on this side, maybe because I'd had experience with the other side. Although it actually did physically dropped out easier of the space between the block and the chassis leg on this side. Plugs are all out on the what is the passenger side on this car, since it's right hand drive swapped. Just got to take the plugs out on this side now, and then we'll see about this timing. Okay, I've gave the timing mark a bit of a clean up down here. So let's get cylinder number 1 on the compression stroke and then try and set the timing. Right, so read a thing online that said take the valve cover off. This push rod should be free to move on the compression stroke, just to confirm that you've got it at top dead centre. So I believe I've got it at top dead centre. Now I'm just taking off the HEI cap on the distributor there. It's really easy. That's just a little Phillips head there. You push it in and twist it and it releases that little arm. However, there's one right at the back here and I can't get to it. Great. Oh wow, okay. Okay, that's concerning. Okay, so I'm wondering if I've just accidentally stumbled across the problem. So, a bit of background, when I got this, previous owner had had a new distributor fitted by someone else. Now have a look at where the distributor's sitting right now. It's facing cylinder number 2, so it looks like, I mean, when I've fitted new leads to this, and I've fitted them in the what would be the correct firing order if the distributor was placed in the right way, but I'm thinking the distributor's been dropped in the wrong position. So if I move the plugs around, if I start that with 1 and go round, maybe this will fire. Right, I think I'm ready to test my theory. Let's try it. Oh, don't have the ignition hooked up. Let's try that again. Close. Oh, it's too much. Might need manifolds on this. I think we're going to need headers on it. Progress. Well, we're rained off for tonight, fellas, and we're running out of the old sunlight there, but it's been a productive day. I'm quite happy. That's the first time I've heard this engine fire, and I've had it since May. First time it's fired, definitely, in 7 years. Still hasn't moved under its own power yet. Last time it did that was probably 11 years ago. That's the last time it was on the road, 11 years ago. So, good progress. Let's keep it going. What's up, petrol heads? We're back with the Trans Am. It's been a week since the last clip, but it's not been a week of just work, at work, normal work, as in going to work. I've been coming out before work and getting some bits and bobs done, and I've done you a favour and skipped the 2 days it took me to get these manifolds in. I actually had to remove the oil filter on this side to get this in from the bottom, but it's looking more like an engine now as a manifold, plugs, and I just want to say How good are these, by the way? See these little, they've got little hooks around where the bolt goes into the block. So you just slip it in right there. So handy. I can't imagine what it'd be like trying to place gaskets on these as you're bolting them up, especially since there's 8 and there's 3 individual gaskets per side. It was a big challenge. It was really hard to get into this bolt all the way at the back here. That was a nightmare because this is right hand drive swapped, everything's backwards, and we've got this aircon condenser which doesn't work anymore in the way. And also I've run into a little snag here with these coolant pipes right at the back because the heater matrix has been swapped over with a dash. They are really close to that manifold, which I'm concerned about melting rubber hoses, so I think for now I'll loop it off, just bypass it by connecting the water pump to the inlet manifold there. So I've just got the other side to tighten up. Oh, it's my head. Got the other side to tighten up, put everything back together, put the belts back on, power steering pump back in, and then we're back to trying to get it fire. Alright, so I had a late start yesterday and it got pretty dark pretty quick, but some really good progress was made with this, and you join me here today in another wet Scottish day where we've got some rainbows on the floor. Rainbows in Scotland, it's beautiful. So we did have a good day. We have manifolds on each side now, plugs back in, starters in, wired up. Manifolds have gaskets. You can see here there's some tactical bending going on with the pipes. That's because these pipes actually came off of another right hand drive swapped car. So today could very well be the day that this runs for the first time in about 7 or 8 years. And pretty soon we could be driving it again for the first time in 11 years. So today I've got to get an oil filter on this, top it up with fresh oil, recheck the transmission fluid, check coolant. I've got to bypass the heater matrix down there, the problem I mentioned earlier. So I'm just going to connect the water pump straight to the inlet manifold there, just to bypass that for now. But if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It really helps me with projects like this. I appreciate it very much. New filter is in, full of oil. Okay, it's a Fram filter. Derek at Vice Grip Garage hates Fram filters, so please look away now. It'll do the job. I feel like this will need many oil changes after sitting for so long. So, next up, let's get her topped off. Okay guys, I think we're about good to go. We've drained the radiator, filled it up with fresh water, reconnected the HEI, reconnected all the original wiring. One issue I've got is that manifold sits tight against that starter motor. It's going to be a problem, but we'll come back to it later. For now, let's get some fuel down the neck and see what happens. Ooh. Okay, ignition is on. Let's put some fuel down it. And let's hit the switch. Okay, I think I might turn on the fuel pump now, pump some actual fuel. Well, can't seem to track down the easy start, so Use some carb cleaner. Oh, stiff choke cable. So close, she's so close. Let's try a little scoosh of advance. Oh, I just realised I've got a plug off. Wow. That wouldn't have helped. Oof, we got a backfire. Oh, there's a bit on the road there. Oof, exciting stuff. Need to fix that choke. Well, that ought to have woke the neighbours up. Worried about my remote starter wiring here on the manifold. It's getting a bit spicy. Ah, one of the cables just came off. Great. Great. Well, one of my remote starter cables just came off, so I'm going to need to crawl under this car again and put that back on first. So in fact, I wonder if she'll start from inside the car. What a time to be alive. Open manifolds on this though, insanely loud. Okay, so I've adjusted the idle screw to let it idle a bit higher while we get it warm and hope it will actually idle on its own. So I'm going to jump in and try and start it again from the inside because I can't be bothered to try to get that remote starter back on while the exhaust is hot. So let's give it another go. close. Okay, I don't think she wants choke. Can you believe this? Parked for 11 years, hasn't ran in 7, and now it's idling. Holy shit. This is one of the best days of my life. At least 7 years this hasn't ran for. It's been parked for 11. Should have checked that transmission oil while it was running actually, but we'll just let it rest for now. I need to tighten up that alternator belt. That was a little loose. I didn't want to put it on too tight in case it was causing it to struggle to turn over. So I'll tighten up that belt just now, and then what next? It runs. Oh, I should end the video right here.